Hi.
Hi guys.
Hey everybody.
How's it going?
Happy hump day.
Wait, I can't get in here.
Oh, we can make this back.
Perfect.
The little desk.
I know, how fun. This is fun. Wait, this one's not
Which one?
this one. You're not in it.
Gotta turn it. There we go. What's up?
Ah.
Turn it a little bit. That's good. That's good. Should be alright. Alright everybody, welcome to
How's it going?
the
guys?
show.
This is exciting.
We are recording
We're
everywhere now.
We're always late.
Alright, we're not late. We were setting up. On Monday we started doing the show live.
Wait, I'm not comfortable.
From Instagram and our Facebook page,
Okay.
and we're recording on iTunes, and we still were short on Monday of places to record. So
God.
now,
We are everywhere.
right now,
Look how
we
cool
are
that looks.
everywhere, and I still think that we're short on that one. I think that on that one, not the last one, on this one, I gotta
Okay.
tag you.
Okay.
Tag it.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, stop it and then restart. Bring it here. Hold on one
Wait,
second.
which phone? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Bring it over. Bring it over. Bring it over. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god, you guys. If only we need to get Bree to take a picture of this.
Hold on. No, it's not this one. This one was fine.
Okay.
It's the. It's one of them. Okay. We're waiting for Bree while we record.
Sorry.
You know we're live.
Yeah, sorry. Wait, which one is it?
It wasn't that one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. Can we just let it be?
Yeah, let it be for now.
Let it be.
We'll figure this out. Don't worry. It's
No,
okay. We'll
No,
just
you're
let
not
it
in it. Perfect.
be. All right. So
Wait.
as we figure this out, I can move over.
Yeah, that's gonna be best because you're, for whatever reason, not in them.
You're good, honey. You're good.
Oh my god.
You're good.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
And we've been setting up for a while. We've been setting
We
up
need
for...
like a thing.
Yeah, we need a thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, May
Yes.
13th. And today we are talking about setbacks.
Setbacks.
Setbacks. This situation has
It's a
certainly
big
been a
one,
setback.
For real. And it hasn't excluded anyone, right? Because,
Even this right now would have been a setback.
yeah.
Because we didn't have all the gadgets going, everything wasn't running at the same
Right
time,
away,
so
yeah.
this could have been a setback too. But we're talking about setbacks today because we have personally gone through several setbacks, and right now globally we are going through a setback,
Yep.
and not everybody is handling
Can you
it
fix that one,
the right
please?
way. So maybe put that thing behind it so it doesn't keep twisting. There you go. Bree can be our producer. Bree's like the producer of the show. So the reason that we wanted to talk about setbacks today is because it's something that everyone's going through, and it is something that we have personally gone through in a really
Yes.
big way and found a way over. But because we want to make sure that we stay within our scope of things, it happens in the gym all the time. It happens with dieting, it happens with training. And Arnold said one time that the gym teaches you everything about life if you pay attention. So in the gym, you've got setbacks too. Maybe you don't get as strong as you thought you did. Maybe you don't lose as much weight as you thought you were going to lose. Maybe you are not as consistent as you wanted to be with your diet, or whatever thing sets you back. And then those are the moments that you either propel forward, or those are the moments that you say, you know what, F it,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this no more.
Yeah, and I think when we first started talking about this topic, it was like, you can talk about setbacks at any time. We all experience them on a personal level. But I think this is the first time, at least in my lifetime, that I'm experiencing it like with the world, right?
Right.
Like the entire world has had setbacks during this time. No one's excluded from it. Like, and we talked about it when it first started happening. It was like, it's not like a hurricane where like if you escape South Florida,
Right.
you can get out of it, you know? It's like, it's not like it's within your family or within your country even. Like, this is something that is affecting everyone, and everyone is handling it a different way.
And not only that, but I think that one of the reasons that we are handling it the way that we're handling is because a few years ago we had a massive setback.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Talk
that's
about
that's what we want to talk about today. So a couple years ago, as a matter of fact, you remember we went to, it was around birthday time. That was the first time that we had gone out to eat.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, we were in a quarantine type situation. You know, how has it been 4 years?
Yes.
Yes. So about 4 years ago, January, give or take, you know, I got really sick and ended up paralyzed from, you know, one day to the next practically. And what I thought was going to be a weekend in the hospital ended up being about 6 months of full paralysis and a massive setback to life, business. Talk about setbacks.
Personal goals.
I mean, if you really want to talk about setbacks, there wasn't just full paralysis and then I woke up and then I was good. It was full paralysis. You got to learn how to walk again. Full paralysis. You got to learn how you bathe yourself, how to brush your teeth, feed yourself. I remember being in the hospital, and you know, interesting thing, we were in the hospital as I was fighting to get let go of the hospital. I was sick of being there.
I know.
And they would not let me go unless I was able to simulate falling out of my wheelchair and being able to crawl back up and get myself back up on my own. Those were the conditions for my release.
Leaving,
You know, it's almost like good behavior. You know.
Yeah.
So,
like in case you fall, you got to be able to.
Right. So in case you fall, we need to know that you could get back up. Can you fix that one a little bit?
Which one?
The last one. It's tilted. So during that time, we went through personal setbacks because we were not expecting to have to sit in the hospital for the amount of time that we did.
At all. We went in for the weekend. We were
our-
like, we'll be gone by Monday.
Our business obviously experienced setbacks because we could not be there.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we had a team at the time that brought it together. But that time really taught us that if you keep moving forward, at some point you're able to break through.
Yes.
And I think, I know that is the attitude that we have approached this situation with. And it's how we explain setbacks in the gym and in dieting and in contest prep, because those moments that we went through are what we use as a reference point.
100%. It gave us a completely new way to look at things. Our perspective, I think, is very different. Just like everyone else, when this whole thing started, we were like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know, like you don't know what to think, you don't know what to really believe because there's so much out there. And I've never experienced anything like this in my life. So it's like, it was weird no matter what. But then how you move forward, how you continue, how you set a plan, how you adjust, how you pivot, right?
Yeah, but even after that situation, we had 2 hurricanes after that.
We had 2 hurricanes, we had some family issues.
And that's a setback. We had family issues. There's always, life happens to all of us.
Yeah,
and
100%.
there is always a point in time where you have a setback. And I know that these are extreme situations.
We've had quite a few.
and I honestly wanted to start the talking about setbacks at the gym and with their weight.
Right?
Because 100%. A lot of times people have a setback with their weight. I'll try to bring it around and then go back. So a lot of times people have a setback with their weight. They are following their eating program. They are exercising. They are doing all the things that they are supposed to do, or at least the things that they think that they are supposed to do, and they are making progress, right? If their goal is weight loss, they lose a pound. If their goal is to get stronger, at the gym, they get stronger. But then you reach a moment where something happens and there is a setback. Either, it could be as simple as you didn't have a good night of sleep and you walked into the gym and you were not as strong that day. Or you didn't have a good night of sleep and you woke up a little bit heavier than you were the day before. Those setbacks for a lot of people are the catalyst to, well, you know what? I'm not going to go train today.
Yeah, sometimes it's your kid got a cold and you were thrown off your schedule and off your routine for a couple of days, or work was super hectic, or maybe you moved Right, a lot of times, like we've seen when people move or when people get in a new relationship, like those are like big things that happen in your life. It really throws them off track. So sometimes your setback was a combination of something that happened, but that you somehow prolonged it, and then it became like a thing that really got in the way. Sometimes it's not as serious as getting sick or losing your job or anything like that. A lot of times we kind of get in our own way and create that setback.
And one of the things that we have to look at is if you let that small setback steer you off the path
too long,
what about all the work that you put in up until that point?
100%.
You know, and I'm going to tie both examples together. When I got into the hospital and they said, when they gave the diagnosis, a lot of the doctors were like, you know, you're never going to be the same. You know, talk about it's never going to be normal again. You know, the new normal.
Yeah.
They were all patting me on the foot, saying, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but you're never going to be normal again, or you're never going to walk again, or you're never going to do this again. Life is never going to be normal again, is the diagnosis that the uplifting people gave me.
The professionals.
And sure enough, you know, you take it the way you want to take it.
Yeah.
Luckily, you know, I had a different set of thoughts and I had a different set of plans in mind.
You had a different agenda.
I had a different agenda. And while I did not know how long it would take, never did it cross my mind to say, oh, well, I guess this is it. And I'll live out my days like this. And that is the same thing that we have applied to everything. And along that process of recovery, you know, the days that I don't think I had a day where I didn't want to do something. I had days where I couldn't do stuff.
Right.
You know, I had setbacks like that where there were days that I just couldn't walk that many steps. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the goal was to take, you know, 10 more steps every day. Yeah. And like now, right, in retrospect, like we're in South Florida and they're saying that the first wave of openings is going to be Monday, the 18th. Right?
For Miami-Dade and Broward.
For Miami-Dade and Broward, the first set of openings is going to be the 18th. If we look back, at the gym, we were open until March 17th, so it's really been 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it's been 2 years
really
or longer. You know, it seems like an eternity.
It really does.
And it certainly has been a little bit of a setback.
And it has impacted everyone.
But we have found that this setback, like that setback, was a setup for something else. Mm-hmm. Because every time that we go and think about the direction that our life has gone in as a result of those setbacks, we saw that it was a setup for something much bigger.
100%.
And listen, I didn't make that up. I heard that, you know.
Yeah, I know, but it's very
But
true.
it is very true. Like even these last 2 months, 8 weeks, 60 days, whatever way you want to look at it, have given us the opportunity to think about a bunch of things that we want to do that we would not have had time to think about if we kept on
and
doing
not
what we were
just
doing.
think, because you can think about stuff and you can make plans or whatever, but like we've put plans in motion, we've started to execute, we've started to work towards some very specific things and some very specific projects that we would have never entertained, or even it would have never just crossed our
didn't have time to
minds.
think about it.
Right,
know?
and that's what we've really taken the time, like, you know, yes, we all get affected by the fact that we can't go anywhere, or everyone gets affected business-wise or with work for the most part. Sometimes, the kids are going a little stir-crazy. Like, we all have the difficulties of this time, but we also all have the ability to look at it like this is an opportunity to, you know, like even our fitness, like we've worked out so much more than we were able to before. And it's not because we didn't have the time. It's that sometimes we all go, and we're in this hamster wheel of life and of the everyday, just going through the motions, that we don't really have the time. Time seems like a luxury. Like I don't have time to sit and think about this or restructure my schedule, or, you know, we just go with like, but I'm busy. And right now, even for those of us who are still working, because we're still working, we're still busy. It's a different kind of busy because
we're doing a lot of things online. We're doing a lot of things that even that has been a setup. Like
100%.
we've been able to maximize the ability. And if you're watching the show for the first time, The show's always on our page on Facebook, and you can share it.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 noon.
O'clock, a little plug.
I know.
Because we just keep talking.
But I know. But what I was going to say is, this has given us the ability to look at things a different way, and anyone can benefit from that. Even people, even nurses or people who are super busy right now, you still don't have, the ability to go out to dinner, to hang out with your friends. So it's we all have more time, no matter how busy we are right now. And we all have the ability to make the most out of this more time. And
this setback for us, like I was saying, has been a setup. And like the gym or the diet analogy, where you have a setback in the gym or you have a setback with your diet, because I want to make sure we stay inside our stuff. If you do have one of those setbacks, is that an opportunity for you to stop for a second and look at all of the things that are actually happening? Right. If you've had several nights where you're not sleeping and that's why you're not getting stronger in the gym. If you've had several nights where you're not sleeping and maybe that's why your weight isn't shifting. If you've had several days where you're not eating enough and maybe that's why you don't have energy to train a little bit harder in the gym. Or are there days where maybe you're not making mental notes of all the things that you are eating? Maybe you're not drinking all of your water. Whatever it is, those setbacks are an opportunity to take a look at everything that's going on and see if what you're doing is going to get you to the next place. So that setback, even in a situation like that, can become a setup for the next wave of progressions that you're going to make.
And using it like that and thinking of it like that.
But it comes down to that. What's the perception?
Right.
How are you looking at it?
How are you looking at it?
If you take that setup, I could have approached that situation a completely different way.
Totally.
Day one, after I got, is it an epidural?
It's not. It's a spinal
I didn't get an epidural. I got a spinal tap.
They take it out.
Boom. They put a needle through my spine.
But they're taking out fluid instead of putting fluid in.
Right. So after that happened, and everybody came to pat me and say, you know what, things are not going to be normal anymore. Things are not going to be the same. I could have been like, well, I guess they're not going to be the same.
Yeah.
And sucked it up. Or you could have a different perspective. And I said, okay, just watch. And I've only gone back to one of the 4 hospitals to be like, hey, what's up?
I'm walking.
Just fine. But it's an opportunity to
Everything is an opportunity.
Everything is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to take advantage of your thoughts. Mm-hmm. How are you perceiving the situation that's going on? Yeah. If it is a fitness-related type thing where it's either scale-related or gym-related, performance-related, sport, whatever the case might be, it is an opportunity to take a look at the strategy that you are using currently and see whether or not that strategy is going to take you to the place that you want to go. Mm-hmm. If it isn't something else, then it is an opportunity to look back and say, are the things that I'm doing moving me toward where I want to go?
Yeah, everything's an opportunity, and everything's an opportunity to check yourself and to be like, how am I looking at this? How am I making the most out of it, no matter what it is? How am I going to overcome it, no matter what it is?
Even looking back, that was 4 years ago. Those were 6 months. Those were the longest 6 months ever because there was so much uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
Like the situation that we have now. There's a lot of uncertainty. Nobody really knows what's coming next.
How long
we open a little bit, we open a little bit more. Do people get sick? No one knows what's coming, and we've been through that because every time we thought things were getting better, I got a relapse. And then I was back in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and then I would go home and they're like, you're good, and then I would get a relapse. And then, so we've gone through several, ups and downs and several setbacks inside of one big one. This situation that we are all experiencing is very similar to that because the truth is that none of us know.
None of us have control.
And inside of that uncertainty is an opportunity to turn around and say, well, the truth is that it's only been 2 months.
Right. But it can feel like a lifetime, and then it goes back to how are you looking at it? Are you making the most out of it, or are you making the most out of all the things that you can? Some people, this is more time with their kids. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of people on Instagram who are really enjoying this homeschooling thing. Maybe this is a chance for you to reevaluate how you're going to deal with your children's education. This is more time for you to work on your fitness or on things you've been putting off.
Maybe it's a time to chill.
Right. I'm saying, how are you looking at it and how are you making the most out of it for you? But back to just any setback, right? This is one that we're all going through, and it's very specific in a lot of ways, even though we're going through it in a different way. If a setback is you started on a fitness journey or, you have a specific goal, right? Let's bring it back to fitness and nutrition.
Keep it real, people.
You have a setback because you got a cold or your child got a cold or you had a crazy week at work and you didn't get around to it. You know, sinking in that setback isn't going to move you forward. Then it's not a setup, you know, then it's really a setback and you're choosing to allow it to be a setback. We're all human. We all have a million things going on all the time. But if you have a setback, then telling yourself, how am I going to make this a setup and how am I going to overcome this, right? So maybe this week was super shitty and everything that I set out to do for myself and for my goals did not pan out. How am I going to make sure that tomorrow, not even like, oh, I'll start on Monday, I can make a comeback in a completely different way.
Right.
You know, how am I going to get right back on track? How am I going to use this time to be like, instead of beating myself up about it and being like, I can't believe it, this didn't happen, and just sinking in that. How am I going to be like, you know what? Like, yeah, that sucked. But now I'm going to show myself that I'm just going to turn this around. And I'm going to shift my perspective and I'm going to make the most out of whatever's going on. And I'm going to turn this around immediately. And that's the other thing. A lot of times people wait too long to make a shift.
And we talked about that last week on the show when we were talking about the difference between the person that's going to get on stage for a contest being the fact that they endure their process longer. Because that really does become the difference maker. And on the show, we talk about a lot about the prep stuff that we do. But the person getting ready for the stage has to endure 16, 20, 24, 30 weeks of preparation. Right. And in that time, endure several setbacks, but continue to move forward in spite of those setbacks.
Right.
And that becomes the separator between the person that gets that big outcome that everybody can see and the person that doesn't, simply because they decided to continue instead of, when that first obstacle came, say, well, you know, this one wasn't for me either.
Right, like did your setback stop you, you know, and make you give up, or did your setback make you show up for yourself even harder? You know, it really is one or the other. Like there's really no in between. Whatever the setback may be, whatever the goal may be, you know, you're either gonna sink or swim. Like you're either gonna,
that's it.
Like to kind of go deeper into that setback, or you're gonna be like, nope, I'm gonna rise above somehow.
So as a lot of us are moving forward in this situation, you know, it looks like there's a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. And even that little bit of a glimpse of things are opening up again, you know, which for some people is going to be really scary, and for some people it's not.
Yeah, but even that, like waiting for other people to give you the okay for you to move forward is such a big mistake. I know that, like, you have to wait until, like, it's a law right now, right? Like, you can't just go to a restaurant, like, it's closed. So it's out of our control. A lot is out of our control, but a lot is in our control. And everyone that's sitting at home, waiting by the news, waiting to hear when we're going to be allowed to do this and when we're going to be allowed to do that, like, you don't have a hold on your life. And while there are many things we can't control, there are always so many that we can, no matter what is going on, right? So it's like, instead of waiting around, waiting for permission for, I can't wait for life to get back to normal, I can't wait. Create your new normal. Right. Get back to normal the way that you can inside of those limitations. What we did when you were sick is what we've done with every setback, and we're doing the same thing now. I'm not waiting for the governor to tell me what I can and can't do. I'm continuing with my life. I'm continuing with my business, with my personal goals.
And we pivot and we
family.
Shift and we adjust.
Exactly.
And we figure out a way to make it normal for us. Because out of this, we've discovered that, you know, the flexibility of not necessarily having to be in certain places is very good for us.
Yeah.
You know, so we've welcomed a lot of these setbacks as opportunities to discover, you know what, there's a lot of things that we've actually enjoyed during this process.
And to create new things. You know, maybe we can't go to the park, but we've created different opportunities for the kids to play outside a different way. Maybe, you know, we can't go out to a restaurant. We've created different ways to recreate that family night outing at a restaurant at home. Like, pivot, you know, but don't wait for someone to tell you that it's okay to go back to normal.
Even on the business side, you know, we had people getting ready to step on stage at a lot of different points throughout the year. You know, the first show that we were going to was in April, and that got canceled.
Right.
You know, the next wave of shows got canceled. Even the show that was coming up had to get postponed because there was so much uncertainty.
Yeah.
But guess what? We just continue to move forward. And now there are shows lined up coming up in July and in August and in November and in December. And it's actually giving our competitors, well, it's given me as a coach more time to get them ready, but it's given our competitors an opportunity to have more time. to get ready for that showing and diet a little bit longer and train a little bit longer, or even give themselves an opportunity to have a little bit more time to see how their body's going to react to some of the things that we're doing. So looking back, a lot of these setbacks have really been setups.
Yeah, you do what you can, what you have, and where you're at. Period.
And you keep moving forward.
And you keep moving forward. So maybe the shows, we have no control over that, but we have control over the fact that we can keep training, that we can keep getting ourselves ready, that maybe we can set mini goals along the way. A lot of them we got together for posing. We have a photo shoot coming up. We do what we can with what we got, you know, and we control the things that we can control. And everything else, we let it be.
What do you got going on?
With what?
With this setback. What did you figure out? Oh, she didn't know I was going to ask.
That's what happens on live TV. I don't know how much I can share.
Well, with your show, like.
Okay. Well, but that was already a plan. So my last.
It was a plan, but even that, she wasn't really executing.
Yeah. So my last show was December of last year, and the plan was for my next show to be next December. We were finally going to give me an entire year to prep, which I've never done because I always did shows back to back to back to back. Every 5 months I had a show. So we were going to give ourselves, or we are giving ourselves, a year. But as the year started, I wanted to do this photo shoot and that photo shoot, and he's like, is the goal to like do what you need for 12 months, or is the goal to keep leaning out for photo shoots? So we've had to reevaluate it a few times.
And reevaluate the goal, too.
And reevaluate the goal.
And have some concrete things that we can put into place.
Yeah. So for now, that is the goal. Or that is the goal.
That is the goal.
December 5th, show.
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City. So we have a photo shoot this weekend with the team. And then...
We have 2 more lined up.
We have a few more photo shoots lined up. But for me personally, it's going to be this weekend and then December 5th.
Boom.
Those are my goals.
Awesome.
My fitness goals. What are your
fitness
What
goals.
are your fitness goals?
Oh, we got some stuff going on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to announce it on this show.
Are you going to share it?
Not on this show. Maybe it's not a show. You're going to have to come back. We got some stuff. We got dates to announce.
We do.
We have dates to announce.
Yeah.
So, but for now, we really just want to talk about that and share that we understand. You know, a lot of I really think that I wanted to share it because sometimes you might see, not her, me mostly, ramble and post things that are like,
I just repost.
But it's mostly out of that because we have gone through setbacks and we have been able to overcome a lot of them, and it's just the way that our personality has been, you know, dealing with the current setback that we're all going through, and I guess we are also like, you know, pivoting and shifting, and we just want to keep moving forward.
And guys, like, it doesn't happen overnight. You know, I feel like a lot of times people watch people on Instagram, or they'll watch shows, or they'll watch whatever, like, how can those people do this? And like, how can this girl train like that? And how can this guy do this? And how can they just, nothing seems to phase them. Like, everyone always thinks from the outside that, you know, the people that they're watching have it all figured out. Like, no one has it all figured out. But it is about making the most out of everything that you experience, and experiencing it in a way where you try to uplift yourself inside of every situation instead of like sink in it. So it's not that we are always with perfect perspective, and it's not like we have it all figured out, but it's a conscious choice, whether even in the moments where it's really hard, that we make inside of every situation. What positive can come out of this? How can we look at this a different way? What is a good thing that's coming out of the situation? You know, we make a conscious effort to have that conversation with each other and with ourselves, and we teach our kids that. You know, I told Bree the other day, make a pros and cons list of XYZ thing you're talking about.
Right.
You know, it's something you have to practice. It's not that you're like that, period. Like, you weren't born this way, right? And it's not like a personality trait. Yeah. It's a skill that you develop.
Comes, you know, and little setbacks might really stir you up.
Right, and sometimes...
Maybe they get your coffee made the wrong way.
Sometimes
you just flip out.
We have to be like, okay, like, let's take a moment. Remember, perspective. Remember, no one's paralyzed. Like, we're human too, and we don't have it perfect. But no matter what is going on, not always initially, even though that's always the goal, to like right off the bat be like, all right, what's good about this? Like, we're not fucking robots either. Right. You know, we experience things, but we do make a conscious effort to look at it a different way.
Yesterday when we got our afternoon coffee,
oh my God, I'm so
it was lukewarm, and I hate lukewarm coffee. I was going to lose my mind.
How's your coffee? Mine's cold.
I was going to
First
lose
world
my
problems.
Mind. But it's that. It's like, that could easily turn into a shitty afternoon, and
Right.
there's just no need for it.
So big or small things doesn't matter. We all are reactive one way or another.
Right.
It's all about catching it at some point, trying to look at it from a different perspective, trying to see how you can overcome it, what good can come out of it, and moving forward.
Yep.
Like, I feel like people struggle with that so much. Like, move forward, move on.
Yeah, just keep moving.
Just let's go. Like,
So we will be back on Friday.
yeah, I just got a text from my nail salon that they are opening on Monday.
Oh, there you go.
Nail
See,
garden.
perspective. So we'll be back Friday. We will be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you are
12
on
p.m.
our page, Lais and the Coach, you can see all the other episodes. They are on YouTube. They are on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, everywhere if you just want to listen in.
If you're not on our page on Facebook, you really should go find it.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Have a great day, guys. We'll be
Peace out,
back
everybody.
Friday.
See you Friday.
Yes. Friday we have a fun one. Okay, I gotta end all of these now.